Okay, here we go. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Minding Your Business. We're with our host, the unique and exceptional man. Let's go with that, Chris Spiker. And on this segment, we got one of the most prophetic internet minds in the Antelope Valley, if not the world, who takes this small thing hurling through space and gives it sound. I don't know what I just said. But here with Lee Egstrom, who of course is AV Web Designs, the foremost on the internet in the Antelope Valley. And Chris, what do you know about this guy?
Well, Jim Greenleaf, Lee's an amazing guy. And you know what he wants to talk about today is some of the projects that are going on in the community. Lee, you're involved with some really amazing groups. And so I know it's not about you.
That's right.
It's about the people and the work and the sense of community. So what's going on in your life, in your world?
Well, specifically for the purpose of brevity, we got a few things going on. One of the main things that I am just excited and honored to be a part of is the Antelope Valley Boys and Girls Club. I've been the president now for, oh gosh, since 2013, so for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that I am not a prideful person, but it's one of the things that I am proud of. In my travels, when people ask me, hey, what do you do? Where are you from? I always talk about the Boys and Girls Club. I mean, it's phenomenal. I also talk a lot about the kids' charities, where I'm the vice president and have been now for a couple of years. With Ron Emard, who's been a great mentor over the years. And then I also serve on the board of directors for the Palmdale Sheriff Boosters, where we help to supplement some of the needs for the department in terms of equipment and just other things that aren't necessarily in the county budget. So those are the three main charities that I work with. The nice thing about the kids' charity is the Antelope Valley, as many people here know, and a lot of the people they're watching, we support over 40 local charities. So that's very exciting. We just had Thunder on the Lot, our 21st annual event, and I've been a part of that now for around 17 years.
You ride your motorcycle?
The last couple of years I have not ridden my motorcycle. For years.
You wear leather?
No, you know, that's one of the things about having it in the middle of July.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it gets a little warm. Although this year, being at the city park in Lancaster, we had a lot of great shade, grass, and it was a nice, cool afternoon. Great feedback. It was the largest Thunder that we've had in a couple years, and that's a major deal because, as a lot of people know, we broke the record for single-day attendance at the fairgrounds.
Really?
So that's a major deal. That's a big feather in the cap for Thunder on the Lot and for the kids' charities at large. And come to think of it, you guys interviewed me. You and Jim here interviewed me at the Thunder on the Lot, I think about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, at his place, at Emart's place.
Right. So that was great. And you know, anything that we can do to just get the word out about these wonderful charities.
So are the numbers out yet on what you guys did?
We have the in-house numbers. I can say that we did, within a slight rounding margin of error, close to what we did last year. However, with the new location and the new partnership with the city of Lancaster, we were able to reduce our costs of putting on the event considerably. So for every dollar saved, we're able to donate an additional $1 to a local charity.
And all the bikes fit?
All the bikes fit, all the classic cars fit, all the wonderful people came out. Had a great concert on Saturday night. Foghat really worked the stage, and you know, a lot of libations were poured, and people had a good time.
Well, you know, I had a phenomenon. So I'm there at the concert, and there's a mosh pit in front, and all these women are dancing and getting into it, and I'm thinking, these are the parents of everybody I went to school with. But no, in fact, they were the people I went to school with.
Every time he tells that, I laugh harder.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and cry a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good fact.
I think we're all on the same road.
So the Boys and Girls Club, how many people do, how many kids does the program reach?
So with the Boys and Girls Clubs, we reach on a weekly basis somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 children throughout the Antelope Valley. We have 20 sites. We're just opening up our 20th site. When I took over as president, we had 13 or 14 sites, and so we've expanded over the last couple of years to include 6 more sites, and that's through the hard work and dedication of the great staff that we have, and Jay Duke and his work with the school districts, and of course all of the federal funding that we receive, and then great businesses like yours that help us support and get the word out and support the charity and grow it. So
But that's a working board. I mean, you put in some work. You're going to meetings and...
Yes, that is very true. We have a lot of meetings, a lot of committees. There are numerous opportunities to serve. Busy work for a board member at the Boys and Girls Club is probably 20 to 30 hours a week, depending on the individual board member. And it fluctuates depending on the season.
Yep.
Our next major event that we have, I actually wrote down the date here. We've got our Antelope Valley Ford Lincoln Invitational Golf Tournament coming up on September 28th at the AV Country Club. So that's going to be just another wonderful event, and that tournament's been going on now for about 20 years through the help of great community leaders like Mike Johnson. And so a couple of our board members, Jason Manning and his co-chair, Andy Ward, are probably putting in 15-20 hours a week, and as they get closer to the actual event, they'll be doing a lot of dialing for dollars, as we all will.
Right.
And we'll see that ramp up. You know, the week of the event, we may put in 30-40 hours a week, so it times can feel like a full-time job.
Will do anything to play a little golf, won't they?
Yeah, that's been the biggest, I think, change for me from sponsoring these tournaments to getting involved. You know, I used to sponsor the tournaments. We'd come out and play and have fun, see some old friends, and now being on the board, I'm actually involved in the logistics, so I don't get to play in the tournaments as much. I have had the honor and the fun of emceeing the golf tournaments for the last few years, and I really enjoy that.
You're a pretty good MC.
Well, I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, real good. I mean, just amazing.
Well,
right, Jim? Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think you know, most of that could lend itself to the fact that I think it was Einstein that said, you know, any fool can take a simple subject and talk about it for hours on end, but it takes a true intelligent man to take a complex idea and speak succinctly.
What?
So I don't have the ability to say things succinctly, so I tend to run on for...
That's why I'm the radio host, I guess. So the thing I like about the Sheriff's Booster Association group is you get a chance to actually rub elbows with our finest. The
yeah,
deputies.
definitely. Yeah, actually, interesting story there. So when I first came onto the board around 6 or 7 years ago, when I was voted onto the board, they notified me that I needed to go through a series of background checks.
Wow.
And that was fun. So jokingly I said, does that mean that I can take squad cars out? Because now I'm on the board of directors and I've had my background checks. And they said, yes, Lee, you could go take cars out if you'd like. However, we'd suggest that you go through the community academy. And made some great friends. Yeah, CERT, they do it out of the Lancaster station once or twice a year. Talk about a wonderful program. I think not only should people that are involved with law enforcement go through this program, I think just for your general public and civilians to go through that program is a wonderful thing, because it changes your interactions with the deputies. And through a series of 11 weeks of courses, you really get to see behind the scenes. You get to meet individuals from each one of the departments, and you see really what happens behind the scenes and what it takes, and the fact that they are truly risking their lives every time they make a simple traffic stop or walk into a situation, and
or just stop for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just the law enforcement agencies that we have out here, which there are many, but any of the first responders, be it you know, the great folks that work for the ambulance departments out here that we have. The hospitals, emergency rooms, those can also be very sketchy at times. And let's not forget about our firefighters that are here in the valley on the front lines. And you know, thank God for them, as we've seen some of these wildfires throughout the drought really take hold. So it's a wonderful thing. And so after going through the course, it's been fun. I've done a few ride-alongs.
Ride-alongs. Anybody can do that. Anybody, you can call up and get that set up. I
believe anybody that doesn't have a felony on their record.
Yeah. Oh, you mean to get your ID?
They want your ID. I think they want to make sure that that they have upstanding citizens.
Because you want to ride in the front of the car.
You do,
yeah.
Definitely.
Without handcuffs.
It's padded up there.
Right, right. And you know, but even going on the ride-alongs can be interesting. I was on a ride-along, and we were out in front of one of the local establishments. I won't name names.
Was it AV Florist?
No, it was not. But it was just a few blocks north of there. One of the local, I guess, pubs, bars, as we call them, and it was fun. A gentleman decided that he didn't like me for some reason. He didn't like the sergeant that I was with. And he got a little uppity, and when the dust settled, I looked over at the sergeant and I said, "That guy came very close to swinging on me," and he laughed and he said, "Yeah, he did, didn't he?" And I thought, "Wow, okay." So he said, "Yeah, I wanted to see how you'd handle yourself." So that was fun, and subsequently that was the last ride-along that I've been on. So actually, they're holding the 1-minute sign up.
Yeah,
so.
Lee Egstrom, thank you for joining the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. Appreciate it.
The great work that Sandy did to really grow the organization and grow the number of benefits that you all are providing through great programs like this radio show and different ways to promote and all the things that you guys are doing online with businesses. You know, it really gave me a solid list of reasons to go ahead and join and get involved. The Board of Trade is an organization that I know you've been a member of for decades.
Yeah.
And you know, so that's been consistently one of the organizations that we've been a part of.
You said you saw the 1-minute sign.
I also said I didn't know how to speak succinctly.
Lee Egstrom, AV Web Design, thank you very much.
I appreciate you guys for being here. Jim, you are a man among men. Chris, I appreciate your time and everything that you do to help keep this valley a great place. And congratulations on the radio program and everything that you guys are doing with AV Nice.
Stay busy. Thank you.
Good job, Lee.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
It was easy.
A little organic. Good seeing you.
Perfect. Yeah, I had a list of things that I was going to mention. But
well, I think,
people know what's going on.
You did the 3.
Yeah.
And I tried a few times to get you off course and
to
mess with you and prod.
Yeah. Well, maybe somebody can find something in there to laugh about and maybe learn something about one of the events.
They'll get what they need out of that.